the camp of the Black Stars. Now, see, I'm not going to say Black Stars goalkeeper, locally based goalkeeper. Or camp. Now say 2026 World Cup a course so Mexico, US and Canada no Black Stars goalkeeper Benjamin Asare or that post nimu with some of the matches and the performance na was pa ye no see I'm not say according to the GFA president Keto Kreku aye na adwen say sisi omo ebeboa na omo ama Benjamin Asare car ne boy some $38,000 na eno aboa na ahye local players no asho mu crying said be omo betimi aboa no mabo omo homoden na omo ama omo performance na koso said be they can be called up to the national team. Yes, on your screen say Benjamin Asare ono na sisi me no ka say okay say England match a Ghana boy ono ene da po nim equipe clean sheet edema Ghana Black Stars enti with the 32nd ordinary congress of the Ghana Football Association sisi am no ka say guso a ekoso na GFA president di tudwa say obenya car ne bosom $38,000 enti quickly no yenko hear the announcements by GFA president Ket Okreku na yemra na yemfa updates aka no ntwa so. All right enti eno GFA president and ode ensem etudwa sisi am no ka say yes indeed ode ensem atudwa and this is just to inspire the other local players say omo so betimi abo omo homoden na say omo etimi eyom ho eyere omo ho a omo so ebetimi enya kola bebre na a lot of people are asking questions say sika nankasa and I said the funding of that car no where is it coming from? Is it coming from the GFA? Is it sponsored? Because you say there's a brand name on the car. Omo ena yebeto free omo ho and I say omo ebe free omo ho aba. People are asking questions, so we'll follow up. Na say the oho bia no yenso yetimi ama monsa akebi. Yes, entiano aye Ghana's goalkeeper Benjamin Asare as am no ka say yabona baso with a brand new car. Bema no ahye ni cry na what twaso aye adwuma no said yes na efata. It's yes on your screens. Benjamin Asare. When you say yes, local based players, no, just some few of them. And Etimika team no Coco PM or World Cup na say. It's your own some bebre. At a point they had to even drop Benjamin Asare after say what show good performance with previous matches. A lot of people were talking and but then people are also asking, say, is this just to shut the mouth of people? Yeah, Kaiser, your cock tournament by Emma and Pennyphony be cried about 2 just see Kaya de Momono, yes, omo entity be normal from back. On says about 100,000 now, so the mube bears a 40,000, that's why I call back to someone. And San Emma a large groups are crab confirm ye say sa no mo ye no e frɛ no ka chance one fan the man also no pass wa akwa ye adwuma amaya maniska on san famra for den eje bi mo bisa say ni sika ni bi ene ye de to ama no and I say where is it actually coming from? That is what people are actually saying. And quickly no yanko the announcements by GFA president Keto Kreku yanko tie ni mra sisi.
The best player in the 2026 Ghana's Premier League and in the GPL will also receive a cash prize of $5,000. And now listen to this. The best domestic player in the Black Stars would receive a brand new jack vehicle valued at $38,000. Mr. Minister of Sport, who does that award go to? Who does it go to? Who does it go to? Benji Asare. A new vehicle for him. So Benji, in the next few days, will drive home a brand new tier rubber vehicle from Jack Motors valued at $38,000. This should encourage everybody, all players in our domestic league, to aspire to greater heights. When you do well, your efforts will be recognized by this family that is gathered here. So Benjamin Asare, I'm sure he's listening, a brand new vehicle valued at $38,000. I have seen the vehicle. I was in the showroom, I tested it, and you'll love it. A bit about
ku na edin some to dwa ye nyina ye koya ye kokotie bi no. Yes, Benjamin Asare brand new car na ye de ebema no worth $38,000 enti no any update a ye de emamo ye la transem no so na ye de amamo ana no pay wo sorry na wo light around there 4:30 mu ho na light ni nyina dundum ye na amafo dodo na na ebisa, because when you go on social media you realize that people were asking questions aden because it na akwese nationwide blackout and etimi eba so and no pay na emanfo bebre na no mu bisa questions ebi mu kire mu still na as a President John Dramani Mahama as a dum so no na say tata ni bi say, but then Gridco for e de emu enchemu e de aba de enti a ene anopay woda sorry ya na uni light no on your screens the updates, and I said the me can say enchemu enti na anopay na light any hunt where system disturbance and power restoration updates enti for immediate release 20th August 2026 enti ene day na release we eba ya yedi ebi emamo or say the Ghana Grid Company Limited, Gridco, wishes to inform the general public that approximately 4:30 a.m. today, Thursday, 20th August 2026, the nation power system experienced a major fault on the Akosombo Volta transmission line. A major fault on the Akosombo Volta transmission line. Eno, enano pay light no echo off. No, so the fault resulted in the automatic tripping of the Akosombo generating units and some thermal generating plants as part of the system's protection mechanisms to safeguard the integrity and stability of the national interconnected transmission system. This consequently resulted in the loss of power supply to some parts of the country. And you almost say omunya fault with some of their transmission lines, no, ma Akosombo generating units ni be echo off. That is how they have arranged it. And as I know, say fault be about baby. I was said the mother supplying unit no and our transmission unit no echo off. And yes, sir, a bit me akwa affect no. Ebema ejuma e wo ho no betimi ache. Enti it say wire electric wiring e wo fie na wato breakers. Said if there's any fluctuation biano, the breaker can just cut the supply to some of the mainstreams are enko hardware bebre. It is so no ma ye wa Akosombo. It fault biaba. The transmission units na wa Akosombo no will automatically go off. Said betimi protect the mother supplying units of electricity Ghana has say. Almost at 12 hours, say immediately following the incident, Gridco engineers working in close coordination with other power sector agencies took steps to isolate the affected transmission line and commenced the safe and systematic restoration of the power system. And check and engineers omo free Gridco omo etc kwan so omo make sure say omo ebeye restoration ejuma bi said ebeye light no ebetumi so back. Power supply has already been restored to some affected areas and restoration efforts are progressing steadily to ensure that supply is restored to all remaining affected customers as quickly and safely as possible. Ebi mo din kenyo light that anopa no ebi mu de eba isi am no ka say ebi mo so de enya maye, but then Electricity Company of Ghana and I say Gridco ede me can say wahye ebo say omo ebe supply and omo restore power to all the affected areas. Gridco regrets the inconvenience caused by this temporary outage and assures the general public that all relevant technical teams have been fully mobilized and are working with agencies to achieve complete restoration of the power system. Gridco will continue to provide updates as further information becomes available and appreciate the patience, understanding, and cooperation of the public as restoration efforts continue. We issued by Corporate Communications section of Gridco. Yes. Gridco omo ebo omo homodin say omo betimi a supply eye enyinam kanea ede amagana for ene omo de enyinam kanea eye adwuma nyina se de be ya mo ho ebetumi atomo na mo yisu kanea ne se de mo pese mo yisu ne bia na energy minister enso so ede ensem etudwa asu eniema akoso ena no payment light no dodo na edundum ye no ono so ede entremu baye the efforts that they are putting in place se de be ya sa niema bi say enko babio. And then there are some other temporary mechanisms that they are trying to put in place in case there are some of these faults. It is a fault in there is another lines they can switch on a bit me light until they will go back to the mainstream power supply. As the energy minister then some to join quickly no young court the energy minister and some of the two on the power outages this very morning.
Had a bit of some disturbance with power supply. When we had a major incident at Akosobo, after meeting the engineers, we had two options: either to shut the plant down and build the control center in its entirety, which meant that the plant would have been off for 6 months, or put in this temporal structure or temporal mechanism and restore the power, albeit knowing that it will be a bit fragile. As minister, I had a decision to make, and I decided that we should go by the temporal measure whilst we put in place a permanent solution. And so engineers working around the clock have improvised a system to supply power from Akosobo. And for some months now, it has largely held. But because it's a temporal measure, occasionally when there is some frequency disturbance, it takes off Akosobo immediately to protect the system. And we are aware, and I did explain, but fortunately, the work that is being done to build the center or the control room is expected to be completed just next month. And so I would appeal to Ghanaians to bear with us. It hardly happens, but once in a while, when you have a major situation, sometimes even brand new cars, you get some challenges here and there. But let me appeal to Ghanaians that please bear with us. It was a very complex situation. We needed to think outside the box and come up with an innovative solution to hold power stability. It's true, today we had about 1 hour outage to about 1.5 hour outage for some parts of Accra and some parts of the country. But I can't compare that to having 6 months of Akosobo perpetually down. And so in as much as I feel it's when you have even 1 minute or 1 second of outage, this phase is just a temporary phase. I'm sure that by next month, we'll switch back to the original plan and we'll have a much more resilient power supply situation. I'm only happy to note that despite the challenge we had this morning, Gridco has largely restored power to almost all parts of the country. And those who haven't gotten power yet, I can assure you, it's very temporary. I mean, it will be restored as soon as possible.
Someone or the etuja on the lighter a duntumie and ano paint. I'm not gonna say yes. Some parts of some parts of Accra, some parts of Ghana, lights no ababaka amount for AU lights. But then said the minister did tuja no omo make sure said they will have alternative solutions and tempana omo ebetimi amount for omo ebeka with some of these issues no omo lights and sakrana the mainstream no asanso ababak. Quickly no you better also the updates.